Okay, is feature scaling mandatory? When to use standardization? When to use normalization? What will happen to the distribution of the data? What is the effect on outliers? What the accuracy model increase or decrease? So all these questions on standardization or normalization we will going to address in this video. So to start, let us consider a data set in which there are three columns: age, salary, and purchase. So there is different ages and different salaries. Okay, so you can see the ages has on different scale and salaries are on different scales, that is on tens and thousands. Okay, so let's start with standardization. Standardization is nothing, it's just called a z score in some other terms. So it's a techniques to transform the data. So how we use it? We use a score here. So z score is nothing but take a value of x and subtract it from mean and divide it by standard deviation. So we will calculate this new value for each value in that column, and that will be our final result. Let's say for example, for the age column, for the first row, let's say 19 is the value. Let's say the mean is 10 and standard deviation is 5. So the new value will be 19 minus 10, 9, and divide by 5. So this will be our new value. So basically we can calculate 1 point. Okay. So after you apply this to the data set, what will happen to the data set? All the values will be recomputed, and now all the values for that column will have zero mean and standard deviation as 1. So basically you can say something like normal distribution graph kind of thing it will be. Okay, so what will happen to the outlier? So that's the best case we have. So let's say this is the distribution. So the distribution, there are two questions here, like what is happen to the distribution and what will happen to the outliers. So you can see before applying and after applying, outlier is still there. So outlier is not going, but distribution is still the same. We are not changing the distribution. Okay, so these are the some questions regarding to the standardization. Normalization. So normalization is another technique that is actually scaling the range of the column and also transforming it. So basically here what is happening is the for the new value x bar will be x minus minimum value of all the column, maximum value of that column, and minimum value of that column. For example, for the age one, let's say we are doing it for 19. What is the minimum value of the age? That is 19. And what is the maximum value? That is 35. That is 19. So that will become 0 here. So if we see by similar way, we can calculate it for all the values in that column. After applying it, it will all the columns will be recomputed and the range will become between 0 and 1. This is the important thing. 0 to 1, all the ranges will be. Okay. What is the effect on outliers? There is no effect on the outliers. Outliers will be remaining the same. And distribution is also the same. So these are some of the things that you might need in the standardization versus normalization. So this is what we call that standardization versus normalization techniques. Okay, so the last thing is, where do you use it? Which one to use where? So there is no hard rule. It depends on basically your application level. So if you required basically the, you can say the normalized one, normalized data one, then you can use the standardization. Otherwise normalization also is good. Okay, so this is it. Please follow and like the video.